honor Helen and to be her knight.
Help me! Lysander, help me! Do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from my breast! Ay, me, for pity. What a dream was here. Lysander, look how I do quake with fear. Methought a serpent ate my heart away, and you sat smiling at his cruel prey. Lysander? What, removed? Lysander? Lord? Alack, where are you? Speak, and if you hear, speak of all loves. I swoon almost with fear. No? Well, then I well perceive you are not nigh. Either death, or you will find immediately.
Are we all met?
Well, Pat. Here's a marvelous convenient spot for our rehearsal. This green plot shall be our stage, this hawthorn brake our tiring house, and we will do it in action, as we will do it before the Duke.
Peter Quince,
What sayest thou, Blue Bottom?
there are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will not please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword and kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
Liar, they can afford fear.
I believe we must leave the killing out one also.
Not a whit. I have a device to make all well. We must say that we will do no harm with our swords, and, for the better assurance, that Pyramus is not dead indeed. And then I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. This will put them out of their fears.
Well, we will have such a prologue. It'll be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Let it be written in 8 and 8.
Will not the ladies be fear to the lion?
I'm prepared, I promise you.
To bring in, God shield us, a lion amongst ladies is a most dreadful thing, for there is no more fearful wild fowl than our lion living, and we ought to look to it. No. She who plays the lion must have half her face visible through the lion's neck, and say thus, or to the same defect, ladies, or fair ladies, I would wish you, or I would request you, I would entreat you not to fear, not to tremble. My life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, it be a pity of my life. No, I am no such thing. I am a man, as other men are. At this point, just show your face and tell them plainly you're snug the joiner.
That's great, yeah.
Well, it shall be so. But there are 2 hard things. That is to bring the moon into the great chamber. For, as you know, Pyramus and Thisbe do meet by moonlight.
Don't the moon shine that night we play our play?
A calendar. Look to the almanac. Find out moonshine. Find out
Do you have a
moonshine.
calendar? We're looking for one. Do you have one? Do you have a calendar? We're looking for one. Oh, do you have a calendar?
Hey guys!
Yes, it does shine that night.
Then we shall leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play our play open, and the moon shall shine in at the casement.
Aye. Or else, one must come in with a bush of thorns and a lantern and says he comes to disfigure, or to present the person of moonshine. Then there's another thing. We must have a wall in the great chamber. For Pyramus and Thisbe, says the story, do talk through the chink of a wall.
You can never bring in a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall. And they must have some loam or rough cast or plaster about them to signify wall. And you will hold your fingers thus, and through this cranny Pyramus and Thisbe shall whisper. Yes?
Well, if that may be, then all's well. Come sit down, every mother's son, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin. When you have spoken your speech, enter into that break, and so everyone according to his cue.
What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here, so near the cradle of the fairy queen? What? A play toward? I'll be an auditor. An actor too, perhaps, if I see cause.
Pyramus, begin. Thisbe. Simple.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious savor sweet.
Odorous? Odorous?
Odorous savor sweet. So hath my breath thy Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice! Stay now but here a while, and by to thee I will appear.
A stranger Pyramus than e'er played here.
Must I speak now?
Aye, no. Mary must you, for you must understand, he goes but to see a noise that he heard, and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus, most lily-white of hues, of color like the red rose on triumphant briar, most brisky juvenile, and eke most lovely Jew, as truest horse that yet would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Ninus too! Man, what? You must not speak that yet. That you answer to Pyramus. You speak all your part at once, cues and all. Pyramus, enter! Your cue is past, it is never tired.
As truest horse that yet would never tire.
If I were fair Thisbe, I were only thine.
Oh, this is so strange! We're haunted!
What?
Pray masters!
What are you doing?
Fly masters!
Stay back! Stay back!
Help!
I'll follow you. I'll lead you about around. Through bog, through bush, through brake, through briar. Sometimes a horse I'll be, sometimes a hound, a hog, a headless bear, sometimes a fire, and neigh, and bark, and grunt, and roar, and burn, like horse, hound, hog, bear, fire at every turn!
Why do they run away? This is to... I see their knavery. This is to make me afraid.
Entirely. We have an island.
Thou art changed. What do I see of thee?
What do you see? You see an asshead of your own, do you? Peter.
Bless thee, bottom. Bless thee. Thou art translated.
What? I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me, to fright me if they could. But I will show them I will not stir from this place, do what they can. I will walk up and down here and sing that they will hear I am not afraid. The ouzel-cock, so black of hue, with orange and tawny bill. The throstle with his note so true, the wren with little quill.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed?
The finch, the sparrow, and the lark, the plain song cuckoo gray, whose note full many a man doth mark, and dares not answer nay. But who would set his wit to so foolish a bird? I mean, who would give a bird the lie, though he cry cuckoo never so?
I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored of thy note, and mine eye enthralled to thy shape. And thy fair virtues force doth move me, and at first view to say, to swear, I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, to say the truth, love and reason hold little company together these days. the more the pity that some honest neighbors will not make them friends. Nay, I can gleek upon occasion.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Oh, not so neither. But if I have wit enough to get out of these woods, I have wit enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my state. And I do love thee. Therefore go with me. I shall give thee fairies to wait upon thee. They shall fetch thee jewels from the deep, and sing while thou on pressed flowers doth sleep. And I shall purge thy mortal grossness so, that thou shalt like an airy spirit go. Peace blossom, cobweb, moth, and mustard seed.
Ready.
And I.
And I.
Where shall we go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his walks and gambol in his eyes. Feed him with apricots and dewberries, with purple grapes, green figs, and mulberries. The honey bags steal from the humble bees, and for the night tapers crop their waxen thighs, and light them at the fiery glowworm's eyes. To have my love to bed and to arise, pluck the wings from painted butterflies, to fan the moonbeams from his sleeping eyes. Not to him elves, and do him courtesies.
Hail, mortal. Hail.
Hail. I cry your worship's mercy heartily. I beseech your worship's name.
Cobweb.
Oh, Cobweb, I shall desire more acquaintance of you. And if I prick my finger, I shall make bold with you. And your name, honest gentlewoman?
Peace blossom.
Oh, Peas Blossom. Commend me to your mother, Mistress Squash, and to your father, Master Peascod. And your name, I beseech you, ma'am?
A mustard seed.
Mustard seed. I know your kindred well. You have made my eyes water ere now.
Come, wait upon him, lead him to my bower. The moon methinks looks with the watery eye, and when she weeps, weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my love's tongue, bring him silently.
I wonder if Titania be awaked. Then, what it was that came in her eye that she must dote on in extremity. Here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night rule now about this haunted grove?
My mistress, with a monster, is in love. Near to her close and consecrated bower, when she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of hatches, rude mechanicals that work for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play intended for great Theseus' nuptial day. The shallowest thick skin of that barren sort who Pyramus presented in their sport, forsook his scene and entered at a break when I did him a disadvantage take. An ass's knoll I fixed on his head. I nod, his thisbe must be answered, and forth my mimic comes. When him they spy, as wild geese at the creeping fowler eye, or russet pitted chops, many in sort, rising and cawing at the gun's report, sever themselves and madly sweep the sky. So at his sight, away his fellows fly, and at our stamp here, o'er and o'er one falls, and murder cries, and help from Athens calls. Their sense thus weak, lost in their fears thus strong, made senseless things begin to do them wrong. For briars and thorns at their apparel snatch, some sleeves, some hats, from yielders, all things catch. I led them on in this distracted fear, and left sweet Pyramus translated there. When in that moment, so it came to pass, Titania waked, and straightway loved an ass.
This falls out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched the Athenian's eyes with the love juices I bid thee do?
I took him sleeping, that is finished too. And the Athenian woman at his side, when he wakes, of course she must be I.
Stand close, this is the same Athenian.
This is the woman, but not this the man.
Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I but chide that I should use thee worse, for thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, and being o'er shoes in blood, plunge in the deep and kill me too. The sun was not so true unto the day as he to me. Would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? I'll believe as soon that this whole earth may be bored, and that the moon may through the center creep, and so displease her brother's noontide with the Antipodes. It cannot be but thou hast murdered him. So should a murderer look, so dead, so grim.
So should the murdered look, and so should I, pierced through the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, look as bright, as clear as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? Good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me?
I had rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Out, dog, out, cur! Thou drivest me past the bounds of maiden's patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth be never numbered among men. Oh, once, tell true, even for my sake. Durst thou have looked upon him being awake, and hast thou killed him sleeping? Oh, brave touch, could not a worm, an adder do so much? An adder did it, for with doubler tongue than thine, thou serpent, never adder stung.
You spend your passion on a misprized mood. I am not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead, for aught that I can tell.
I pray thee then tell me he is well.
And if I could, what should I get therefore?
Privilege never to see me more. From thy hated presence part I so. See me no more, whether he be dead or no.
There is no following her in this fierce vein. Here, therefore, for a while, I will remain. So sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow, for debt that bankrupt sleep doth sorrow owe, which now, in some slight measure, it will pay, if for his tender here I make some stay.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love sight. Of thy misprison must perforce ensue some true love turn, and not a false turns true.
Then fatal rules that one man holding troth, a million fail, confounding oath on oath.
Go about the woods, swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens look thou find. All fancy sick she is, and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion, look thou bring her here. I'll charm his eyes against she do appear.
I go, look how I go, swifter than an arrow from a charger's bow.
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sinking apple of his eye. When his love he doth espy, let her shine as gloriously as Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Thank you.